Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Welcome, my name is Muhammad Francis. The purpose of this video is to show you Al Disah Valley, where it's located and how you can reach it. As you already know, Al Disah is in the northwest of Saudi Arabia, close to the city of Tabuk. Let's zoom in over the Tabuk area, and here you can see Tabuk city itself and Al Disah here, and the distance from Tabuk as the crow flies to Al Disah is 85 kilometers. From Sharm el-Sheikh in Egypt, as the crow flies, the distance between the two cities is about 200 kilometers, 205 kilometers. From the city of Medina, 465 as the crow flies. And from Jeddah straight up to Al Disah, 733 as the crow flies, so it's quite a long way north. From Jeddah, the route north is 875 kilometers from city to Al Disah. So if you're arriving in Jeddah airport, this will be your starting point, King Abdulaziz International Airport, and heading duly north on Route 55 up along the Red Sea coast, past King Abdullah Economic City. And by the way, the new El Haramain train runs through this city, stops there, past Rabigh, Mastora, Al-Rais, up to Yambu. And Yambu is the next major city up from Jeddah. It's at this point that overlanders will travel either from Yambu or from Uluj over the limestone escarpment here towards the city of, or rather the historic towns of Alola and Madain Sala, and these are the new popular touristic areas here. If you don't visit these sites, then you need to continue straight up the Route 55, up the northwest side of the sea coast, first stopping at the beautiful seaside town of Loj, and up to El Waj. And just for your information, this is where the current Red Sea development is taking place. Continue up past El Waj up to Dubba, and here where the Amala project is taking place. So Al Disah is part of that development, and from Dubba you take Route 80, turn right on the A756, and then turn left towards Al Disah on Route A761 till you reach the end, the beginning of the valley. Here's the village, and here's the Disah Valley itself, which is described in the article. So that's the route you would take if you're approaching Al Disah from the south or the west side of the valley. Now from the northeast side of the valley, you can take your starting point as Tabuk, and at Tabuk city take the main road out, the main 80 route. This takes you to the Red Sea, but then you turn off on the 8900 and continue south over the plain past the petrol stations, and eventually you'll see these are the lava fields here of the Harat al-Rahat volcano field, and it's a little bit windy, a little bit cross-country. Now this is where, if you like, the main route ends and the off-road road begins, which is so you turn right onto the 8788 and continue across the here you can see the volcanic fissures here, you can see the volcano cones here, and down into the valley here, and this is where it becomes towards, now here this is where the road ends. There's a little mosque here, this is where the road ends. And this valley here, this is the north end of the valley. So here you'd actually start going off-road, and you'd need a vehicle to do that. Drive over here and into the north end of the Disah Valley, and we'll just follow that down there. If you could traverse it, and if the weather is good, eventually you'd come to the Disah village itself. So that's one possible route from Tabuk city itself, and I think the distance is 130 kilometers. 115, I've got 115, add to that another 11 kilometers where the road ends, and that's about 125 kilometers. Another route is taking your starting point from the city of Tabuk out on the main road out towards the Red Sea, and this road eventually, the Route 80, will lead you to the city of Dubba on the Red Sea coast. Now there's a possibility, if you've got a good vehicle, you can get to Qirqir, and here at Qirqir is where you can enter the volcano field. And let's 3D it a little bit there. And once you've driven south to here, you'll come to some flat areas, and this is where you can go off-road. This is where the off-road vehicles begin. You can explore this area, and this is very beautiful. The sand is red, and the landscape is great. It's great for photography. And this is where, if you've got a vehicle, you can then enter and find your way towards the Disah Valley. And here it is on this side. But you can just explore around here a little bit. Otherwise, continue south until you get to the petrol station. There's two petrol stations here on either side of the road, and eventually enter again, take the main road towards the village. And there's a village as you come down here. In 756, and here we reach a village. Here we reach the village of Al-Baldaya, and if you continue down the main road, you come to another larger village, a larger town, and this one is called Al-Shwaiq there, and there's lots of amenities there. And we reach the point where we can enter the Disah Valley from the south. So then you turn left up the 8761 towards the El Disah Valley. And here's a great picture of that. And there you can see the main road, the road there leading up to the valley. And of course, here's the entrance into the beginning of the Disah Valley. But you can see how beautiful and vast the landscape is, inshallah. And coming out of that photo view, make your way up the A761 across the first, and this is where you enter the Disah Valley itself. And here's the village, Disah village. Now further up the valley is the park, you can see, and further up the valley you'll see some farms and some residential areas here too. And then you'll get to the spring. This is the spring here, and there's more farms and campsites here. And as you can see, the valley narrows as the further you go into it, the further. And these are also campsites as well. The valley narrows and narrows and narrows. And we get back to the point where we started, where this is the Tabuk from the east side from Tabuk. This is a good chance to show you the context, where the valley is, and within the red boundary you can see this is the volcano field called Harrat al-Raha, and it runs, the volcano field runs from the north to the south, parallel to the Red Sea. This is the Saudi Arabian Red Sea, and to the east, to the west of the volcano field, here's the vents. I've outlined them in red, and you can see the Disah Gorge, the oasis is here, and there's a series of 6 valleys here, and they begin here and extend. There's about 60 kilometers wide, and within that you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 valleys that begin at the edge of the plain where the volcano vents are, and you can see those volcano vents there as I zoom in on them. And of course, from the vents you can see the valley there. The top of the valley is there, and so I'll give you a 3D view which might give you a better appreciation of that. Yeah. And if we zoom out a bit, you can see it in relation to the Red Sea, and the city of Tabuk is there. And you can see how this is a plain, and how it runs and slopes down towards the Red Sea. And all of this whole area is volcanic, and I've listed all the volcano fields here in another video. So the valley begins here in the west and runs, or begins in the east actually, runs down, opens out here at the bottom of the valley, and it's about 25 kilometers long. Let's zoom in and look at some user photographs of the place. And this looks like the valley. This is the valley after the rains. Here's the Ain al-Disah, the stream, so that is the spring. The escarpment above the spring. Another area where the young boys collecting water, drinking water. And a great view of the towering escarpments in the valley, down in the valley. Here we are at the top of the valley. So there we have it, El Disah Oasis and Gorge, or Valley is the Gorge, and also it is a nature sanctuary. There are birds and animals there, and it's set within the Harrat Raha volcano field. El Disah Valley in Tabuk in the northwest of Saudi Arabia. Assalamu alaikum.